Everybody asking where is Siobhan Ching? Yay. Finally she's back!
She's getting IBEX. Hi, I'm Siobhan.
I'm Cheryl.
I'm Jess.
Hi, I'm Leah and this is
ZULA ChickChats.
Today we'll be talking about personal privacy in relationships. So first of all, are you guys in a relationship?
Yay!
Oh my god! We are all attached! Amazing! So then what does privacy in a relationship mean to you guys?
I think privacy to me, it means that you respect that you are two separate individuals with separate lives.
Yep.
So it's like you're not really entitled to a person's their whole life just because you're in a relationship.
So it's like you don't check his phone, you don't ask him constantly like where he is, you don't like call his mom like 100 times if he like
Crazy.
Yeah, not there. Like basically you don't be like an intrusive like crazy person. Yeah.
So something like what Cheryl said is how much you impose on the person, how much you demand on the person based on how much you think that you own them.
Even though maybe you know his password, you don't just like grab his phone and take it.
In my case, right, I wouldn't want someone just knowing all my passwords to everything.
Yeah.
Even though I know some people in relationships, they share like a lot of things with each other lah, like including like your passwords or everything that's going on in your life. It's something that I always want to handle on my own. I may not choose to share it with my partner in that sense because maybe I'm just a more independent person in that way.
I think what you say about choosing like the information that you share is very important. Like maybe I have this piece of information that I don't mind being shared with you, but it's up to me, so I still retain the right. So it means I have the right to privacy, and that's why I dispense the information.
I think privacy is also like can be personal space.
Yeah.
In the sense that like if he doesn't want to like hang out, then you should also like respect that he doesn't want to hang out and give him that his alone time.
So what are some instances where there was too much or too little privacy in a relationship, and did this cause like any problems between you and your partner?
I think privacy in relationship is very simple. It's whether or not you kind of like air your dirty laundry in public. For example, you have a fight and then you go on social media and you just like bitch about your partner. Like to me, that is like the ultimate like.
Yeah.
No.
Me and my boyfriend, we have like a shared calendar using the Between app.
So cute.
What the fuck? Oh my god, couple app! What is this app?
So basically it's like you can share pictures, notes and everything lah, but we use it primarily for the calendar. There are 3 colours, like his, yours and both. It prevents me from asking him, who you going out with? Like some crazy girlfriend,
My current relationship, right, I think that we generally are very chill people. So in terms of privacy, right, we just happen to have each other's phone password. I will use his phone to search things whenever I don't have Wi-Fi. I think our privacy level are about the same.
For me and my boyfriend, right, I have my Instagram account actually signed in to on his phone. So like sometimes my phone run out of battery, then I'll just use his phone.
But you don't like he posts random things.
No, that's why. So it's a lot of like trust.
It also depends on your level of craziness.
Oh yeah, true.
Because if you're very paranoid, you might see something and you might blow it out of proportion.
Yeah.
Like maybe he's DMing one of his girlfriends
Yeah.
from school, and then if let's say you read too much into things, right, then it's something that you shouldn't do. Like, the beginning part of our relationship, right, my boyfriend actually passed me his phone, and then he said, can you please put your thumbprint?
So cute!
So right, so I was like, what the hell are you doing? So what he said, right, was that a lot of my friends always get into fights, right, because of this phone thing. So I just want you to have access to my phone anytime so that you can see whatever you you want in my phone lah. Even though I don't even look at his phone, right, it's how much security you want to give your girlfriend lah.
My boyfriend, right, he's the kind that he don't like to report to me. Sometimes he say like, don't know, I feel like reporting one. Then I'm like, come on, I don't want to report to you. Then I feel bad for asking also. But I feel that this is kind of knowing where your partner is at that point in time. Not like harassing like every 5 minutes. Where you? Tell me, reply me now. At least in general, being aware of where he's going. You can plan around that schedule also. So what if you want to meet him, that kind of thing. Now it's much better. He would like, at least let me know in advance. And then he said that, okay lah, he understands it's not for the sake of this relationship. You have to make it like organized.
Yeah.
So that communication is clear. I just don't like it when people have my Instagram, all this kind of thing. People read wrongly into things. And honestly, if I have his IG or anything, I confirm go psycho, you know.
A lot of guys, they follow a lot of girls on IG, the explore page.
All the girls there.
The IG password, right? I think I wouldn't want to know because it's actually a harmless thing. Let's say you really go and snoop, right? You're already in that frame of mind where you want to find something already.
Yeah.
To see girls and guys, what? So you have to be fair lah.
My boyfriend and I were like best friends lah for like very long. So it's that when we transitioned into a relationship, he was just saying that he's really not used to actually sharing like, oh, today afternoon I'm going to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
experience.
yeah.
You are meeting this person. So I think it's something that you need to get into the momentum of. And then for a moment, I thought that, am I being like...
Oh my god! Every day I'm thinking, am I being
just
too
me?
bad?
Yeah.
Oh my god, shit.
But it's actually a very normal thing. I wanted to ask, right? Let's say you have this gut feel, right?
Yeah.
That this guy is, let's say, you can't really trust, so you want to snoop around, right?
Okay.
In the past, you have experience of like, having this gut feel, and then the guy actually really.
I really think that you cannot underestimate your gut feeling. Because for mine, right, I really suspected, and then I gave him the benefit of doubt, right?
Oh no.
And it turns out he was cheating, then I was just like, what?
Oh
Yeah.
How do you
no.
find out that he was cheating, by the way? It's not through social media.
So I didn't snoop. Like, one day I was in the front seat of his car. You know there's a middle compartment thing, right?
Yeah.
So I just did. Suddenly I see a CD from that girl's name. Then I just like, who is this girl? Then I just like, what's this?
Yeah.
Then she just keep quiet. Then I just like,
Oh no.
I was thinking at that point, right, should I have snooped? Then I know earlier, then I don't waste my time
Yeah,
with this
that's
guy, right?
Oh.
But then, right, if you snoop, right, then later he will be angry at you for
Yeah,
snooping.
correct.
And then I'll be angry at you for cheating. And it's like, who's more wrong?
There's a different kind of privacy. One is like invading someone's privacy because you want to kind of suss out whether they are a good person or not. And one is just like normal like sharing of trust and information between two parties lah.
My current boyfriend, right, who is like, we're gonna get married eventually.
Yeah,
because
ABT
we
already
lah.
Oh my god, wow, gonna get married soon.
After her. Yeah, so I feel that like, for example, when he does the exact same things, right? Maybe he follow girls on Instagram, maybe he like their photos, right? I don't feel any like feeling towards it. So maybe it's just a gut feel thing also.
Yeah, and phones are password protected.
Yep.
Then do you think it's okay for your partner to have unrestricted access to all your passwords in general for anything?
Wow, no man.
I think ATM password cannot lah.
Yeah, bro.
Is it why you have a shared account then? If you have a joint account for your ATM?
Maybe you trust them, but you don't trust their security keeping habits.
Sometimes it's linked to your work account. So it's confidential information, right? You cannot really share with your partner. Will you like allow your partner to read your text messages?
No. The content of your text, right? Like, I usually always tell my boyfriend like what happened in my day.
Yeah.
So it's like even he read the text messages, it's exactly same as what I tell him.
The reason why I think some people don't like their partner to see the text of like me, for example, right, is because most of the time if I'm texting my friend, maybe I'm complaining to them about my boyfriend. Relationship, like confirm got times that people trigger you, right? Or like you trigger people, then you confirm like asking your friend how to handle the situation that kind. You rather not like let the person see all these kind of things. Because it may not be your genuine feelings at that point in time.
I think also you shouldn't read it because, right, for example, the way you talk to different people differs. For example, maybe I'm talking to this guy, he's a very smiley person, so you add a lot of smiley faces. I'll respond with a winky face lor, but then it's like, I'm just like reflecting what you sent to me, right? But if my boyfriend doesn't know, they think, why am I randomly winking at a guy? So you need context, you need visual cues. Maybe this guy is just a naturally crazy emoticon person, right?
So does the length of your relationship play a part in how much privacy you give to that person?
Yes.
So for example, yes.
If let's say you're going to get married to this person, then of course that will just come naturally. I feel that it's not something that you decide that, hey, you know what, now we hit like the 3-year mark, so now give you my password to my bank account.
My bank account, oh my god.
Yeah, it also depends on like whether this person is trustworthy, whether this person is forgetful. Like for example, if you every time lose his phone, of course I'm not gonna send him any shit because he's gonna lose his phone and then it's gonna get hacked and then it's gonna end up on like, you know.
I think if you're gonna get married, right, you're gonna share a joint account, you're gonna buy a house or whatever together, right? I mean, your lives are starting to merge together. So obviously there are certain things that will naturally merge lor, just for practicality's sake. So it's just natural.
Natural.
Yeah.
Natural.
I think also in the beginning why you give the person more privacy, right? You don't want to come off as like that crazy girlfriend.
Any advice for couples who are having this issue with like personal privacy?
Really, number one thing is really communication.
That's what
Like it
we always
really
say.
depends on how paranoid your partner is. You must also empathize with how, let's say, insecure your partner is. Like for example, maybe their ex-girlfriend cheated via like social media, so of course he or she will be more
Sensitive,
paranoid, more sensitive towards it.
Your partner can have like people hitting on them like everywhere they go and stuff, but like if they genuinely make you feel secure that they, you know, they love and cherish you, then like I think it's fine.
I think that the important thing is not to assume. For example, let's say maybe they need more privacy in certain areas, you talk that out lah. Maybe I don't need it, but maybe he does. So there's a disparity there lah. That needs to be communicated.
A lot of times we talked about like when there is too much invasion of privacy. In my case, I think a lot of it is not enough sharing. So it's like too much privacy that I don't know what is going on. So in such cases, right, don't be afraid to like sound like the crazy girlfriend or crazy boyfriend in that sense. If you feel that his communication is not clear or it's not good enough for you, right, you don't know as much details as you wish you would, at least make it clear to the person. This is just a criteria for being in a relationship, I feel.
Today we talk about personal privacy in relationships, and we think that
Though you are a couple and you're trying to build a life together, you still have to remember you are two separate individuals, and because you are two separate individuals, you need to maintain personal space.
If you guys have any stories to share about personal privacy in relationships, feel free to leave it in the comments down below, and also let us know what else to talk about next time.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Bye!